Hello there. Good evening. I wanted to elaborate on what my Babadook character is. Babadoosh, Babadork, whatever you want to call it. It's the metaphor I'm using to describe the situation that I'm in. Uh, I don't believe any of the stupid stories, it's simply there as a caricature to explain something to people of limited background on the subject. Basically, there is most certainly a group of people surrounding this YouTube channel and my personal life that do not like me, do not like my personality, and do not like my position in society. And this is problematic for me because essentially they think if they wait a long enough time, play the same messages over and over again, eventually I'll get brainwashed into believing their culture. And if I haven't made myself clear many times before, that is not going to happen. For one thing, their culture is just too stupid to survive. Like, it's only a matter of time before people start to see all the fundamental flaws of what society, the direction that some people want it to go in, and how inevitably that's going to lead to conflict. There was order before. Something that seems to be escaping society, and, there are some positive things about liberalism, but as a whole, it's usually kind of stupid. Anyway, getting back to my Babadook, I haven't seen it. Hasn't been around. And no doubt because I made a YouTube video, a few of them, explaining the situation. No doubt it's making itself scarce because it never wanted to be seen in the first place. I know exactly what it's trying to do. It was trying to manipulate me into being a person that I was not, simply to empower itself and give them abilities to do things that they wanted to do. And those things are negative towards me. And I never gave them the opportunity. Never happened. And because of my limited ability to have a normal social life, what choice did I have other than to create a social media account and see if I could gain, a little bit more normalcy as much as one can on the internet, not really understanding what it is. And the Babadoosh in my situation predicted that. Not because it's terribly clever, but because it has privy to information. And it happens to be several decades older than me. They usually don't live very long because they smoke a lot and drink a lot of hard liquor and are hypocritical and, they're egomaniac, petty, obsessive compulsive, unpleasant people to be around. And nobody likes them, and for good reason. And if you got to know them, you would really not like them. Unbelievable. They're always looking for a patsy or a scapegoat to explain to people why they're right and someone else is wrong. And in this unique opportunity to explain to people why they are wrong, it's not so much me being right, although I am right. It's more to explain why they are wrong. And there's a difference between the two. Me talking about why I'm right would be a bit of egotism. I like to think I don't have that much of an ego, but you got to have a little bit, as a little pick-me-up, make you feel a little bit better about yourself. It's healthy to have a little bit of egotism. However, it's more important that from a metaphorical standpoint, that Babadook type character that's haunting someone, wanting results, got tunnel vision, thinking what it wants to think about someone, doesn't want to deviate from that thought, even if they know that's what's the correct answer. If you can metaphorically prick them on the ass so that they yelp in front of everybody, you've done your job. If you're a person in my situation, because they are nasty people out there, and why and how they ever got power are questions and answers I'll never know the conclusion to. I do know with the continuation of my YouTube channel that their powers are going to diminish, because as time goes on, the conclusions they made about me before are going to be evidently wrong. And, you know, they can think what they want, but in the end, it's still going to show that the results that they had don't match up with who I am as a person. And, you know, I think that's quite pathetic that they have to cling on to their beliefs even though they are clearly wrong. Must be embarrassing, really. Yeah, I never liked the situation I was in. I never thought it was fair. I was picked out by circumstance and by opportunity from people who preyed upon myself when I was in a weaker state. They thought that, oh, well, we got another fish in the barrel here. You know, it doesn't really matter what happens to them. They could end up in the deepest recesses of the mental asylum for all we care, and he could be abused for the rest of his life, and nobody's going to care because, you know, it's just another log for the fire. Except it didn't quite work out that way, did it? You know, and those sadistic people that are out there, you know, they should be put into the light so that everyone can see them. They shouldn't be allowed to hide behind their computer screens, hide behind their closed offices, their private board meetings. And I'm not talking about the globalist billionaires Bilderberg group. I'm not talking about them. There are people who act like them who are far more worthless, lower down the tier of importance. And let's start from the bottom up, people. Why go after something when that's way too far out of reach, when there are problems and wrong people within the grasp of society who can be, you know, basically taken out to City Square and tarred and feathered like they deserve. You know, and I don't have any sympathy for them. Maybe at certain points, and this is playing the devil's advocate here, they had sympathy for me. Maybe they felt, oh, well, what we've done is wrong, and we'll lessen that, but we can't exactly take it back, or yada, yada, yada. That's all, you know, trying to make up excuses for them. And they don't have an excuse. They don't have any reasons. They simply did things wrong against me. And, you know, I'm not bitter about it. Not angry about it even either. You know, things will sort themselves out. And, you know, I don't know how this is going to go. But I do know that, you know, I'm in a predicament that I'd rather not have ever been in the first place. And I'd like to think this problem would go away, but it's not going to on its own. However, there are many ways where, completely on board, totally reasonable. I'm not one of these stupid sunbitch Antifa fuckers. I'm not one of those, any other bullshit name you can think of to call me. I'm not any of those fucking things. What I am is a person who's been abused, and I see what the Babadook has in store for me. I can envision what its plan is to make up for what they did. And a lot of people are going to deny that because at this point in time, they don't want me to think I have anything going for me. They still would convince me that, I'm a loser that lives in my parents' basement, yada, 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 and I got nothing going for me and all that sort of stuff. None of it's true, but they'll say it anyway because other people are inclined to believe that because they want to believe it. But no, the Babadook actually has a plan as far as how they're going to make the situation seem more palatable but geared towards their direction. And I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna play ball. I mean, first of all, they don't want to hand over any money for what they did. No. They don't want to hand over any money. Wrong. You're going to be handing over money. The abuse I took, no way are you walking away without paying me a significant amount of money. And that's the number one thing they don't want to do. So what can they do in the sense of not paying me money and me feeling content because of how stupid they think I am? Well, they'll throw some women at me. Throw some whores at them. And, that'll mellow him out and they'll nag him to death. Well, for starters, half of those women, I'm going to do a Thanos. Snap my fingers, they're gone. I don't care who they are, what they've done, what they look like, what their status is. I don't care about anything about them. I don't even want to know them. They're gone. And that's not the answer a lot of people hear. They want to go, but don't you want to whore yourself out to 50,000 chicks? No, I don't, actually. I mean, a few women, yes, most definitely, but no. I'm not going with any old bitch that you offer. There are going to be women out there that have done nothing wrong, but because they're part of the system, because they're play acting, I am going to use that as a reason to get rid of them. And if other people stand up and go, oh, well, you can't really do that, you're going to make me mad if you do that, it's like, guess what? You escort yourself out the door, and then I'll get rid of her myself. If you're not going to do it. Because I will not tolerate it. And I've made videos saying I'm not going out with black chicks. And for the time being, I am most certainly not doing it. Any shape or form of black chick, I am not going with. It goes against my principles. I mean, if it came down to it, and there was a black chick that was great looking, whatever, right now and here, possibly, but I would toss her out like garbage next week because it is the right thing for me to do. If I was somebody else, it wouldn't be, but I'm not somebody else. I'm me. And that's playing into the game and playing into the system they want me to play in. And I don't want to play their game because there's no win for me. In the end, no matter what dynamic the game happens to be at that particular time, there is no win for me. Because the people who designed this game designed it so that it couldn't be won. And, some people will say, well, that's a really negative attitude. That's a really retaliatory way of doing things. These people are so pleasant, at least to your face. You should at least give them the benefit of the doubt. And it's like, no, I know my situation very well, and I'm not going to go along with it. And if they start opening their mouths and talking about things I do not give one rat's damn about, like Black Lives Matter or, anime or something like that, modern day anime. It was never like the 51st episodes of Dragon Ball Z by Ocean Dub. Like everything afterwards was garbage. I don't know. All the sorts of things that women like to talk about. Not those things specifically, but those are the things that, while I'm having this train of thought, that, I thought of. Women like to talk about other things too. They like certain genres of movies and how they're portrayed, and, I'm sorry, but I've grown up as a man, and as grown up as a man, there are certain things I will not tolerate, and modern movies are terrible. Most of them are damned awful, and a lot of them have an anti-white curb to them as well, which does not help. And no, if they listen to black music, as in rap music or anything like that, guess what? Goodbye, get lost, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to ever see you again. I'm not even going to remember your name. No excuses accepted. And, again, getting back to the point of this is what the Babadook is going to offer. Because it's a cheap solution. There are plenty of chicks that like me, that I would not necessarily like them, but they like me because they think they'll get one over on me, and, then therefore they won, and then therefore it's all good. I can win and have nothing to do with them. Because I actually don't like the idea of being in a humiliated situation, going with a woman I don't really want to go with. I know that's hard to say as someone who's not gone with any women his whole entire life, but it has to be the right type of women. Because if it's not, then that sets off a chain of events of going with the wrong kind of women, and then them trying to indoctrinate me into what they believe. And I already know right now and then that I don't believe in that stuff. And I'm never going to. And it's futile to even try to negotiate with these people, because they're so pressed into their belief system, and their belief system contradicts mine. It's not that theirs is wrong, it's wrong for me, but maybe it's not wrong for some other guys. Go with them. I don't want to know you. Again, for the Babadook character, bringing in women that don't mind me, actually like me, in fact, probably too much, is the cheap solution. Therefore, I'm content and they don't have to pay me. Wrong. You gotta pay me. And I'm only gonna go with the chicks I like. I'm not gonna go with the ones I don't like, and it doesn't matter what they look like. They could be a 10 out of 10 on the beauty scale, and guess what? If they got a rotten personality, they're going to drop down to a 5. And, a lot of people aren't going to understand that concept. And, yeah, I'm going to have to reiterate. No black chicks. I'm not going out with a black chick. I mean, if I can help it. Again, as I said before, if at this current stage, if that is the only option, then I guess I don't have a choice. Again, it's the game that cannot be won. And, that's not entirely true, because I'll throw them out like last week's newspaper shortly then after. There's a social network of people who think they are my friends, who think they're out for my best interest, and I am telling you right now that you are wrong. And we are not friends. don't even want to know you, didn't even want to meet you in the first place. Because if you didn't notice, I don't actually like people, and I have a very solid reason for not liking people. Yeah. After years of being abused, you gotta be friends with the people that were abusing you. No, that sounds like a fucking crazy fucking nutter type of, I can't even begin to describe what kind of messed up situation that is. But people actually think that out there, among other things. And it's like, no, if you caused me problems in the past, and there are plenty of attractive women that have, for whatever reasons, ones I've never even met before, who have done that, and then they get to have their laughs on me by me getting a very small amount of action from them, not knowing how much of a bitch they are until after the fact, so they get the double laugh on me. That's not going to happen because I'm suspicious as hell of everybody. I don't trust anybody at this point in life. And I'm not going to tolerate it, and there are plenty of ways I can get my payback. And, people aren't going to like me in a lot of ways. And, I'd prefer it that way. I would prefer that people didn't like me in a lot of ways. Because there is no conclusion here where everyone's on good terms. It wouldn't be anyway, no matter how I acted, because there are people out there that have ran off in different directions going, oh, I'm so much smarter than him, I think I can brainwash him in the future. And it's like, well, actually, I hate to break the news to you, but you're a stupid cunt. And you don't fucking know anything about me. Regardless of how many YouTube videos of mine you've seen. Anyway, I think I've gone on a bit of a tangent long enough. However, I will end with this one last thing to say. And that is, it'll be a distinct pleasure of mine to be disliked by a lot of people. Anyway, have a good night, and go fuck yourself.